Hey everybody, it's Julian from BD Cosmos, and we're doing it again. Top 10 books to subscribe to for the month of June for August solicitations. So, just like last time, we're going to look at 10 books that I recommend you guys subscribe to this month in your Managed Comics account with BD Cosmos. So, these are at least 10 series, 2 new series that for this solicitation that I think are worthwhile enough for you guys to subscribe to and read as future comic books. So we're looking at 10 titles. There'll be a couple of honorable mentions and one basically we're going to cheat on. So let's go on to it right now here in your Managed Comics page. So managedcomics.com/bd-cosmos. That is our portal to then you guys can log in and you can look at your books. And these top 10 books are in no particular order. I mix them around. Some have specific orders to them, but we'll see together. So the first book actually is 2 books, and they go together. So the first one is Batman 89 and Superman 78. So these are continuation from Batman 89, the Tim Burton movie, and then Superman 78, the Richard Donner movie. And so these are based in those universes, those movie universes that have been created, and so these are stories straight out of them. So if you enjoyed that Tim Burton movie or you enjoy that Richard Donner movies, honestly, these seem to be like great reads, and they're not expensive. I'm very surprised at $3.99 each of them. They're probably 32 pages each, and these are ongoing seasons, these are not miniseries, so they'll last until the writers on them have stories to tell. So if you guys subscribe to that sort of thing, that means that they'll probably continue on as long as they can produce them. So again, fans of those movies from those eras, you should definitely look into subscribing to them. Our next books is Warhammer Sister of Battle. So this is the second book from Marvel's deal with a partnership with Games Workshop. The first one was Marnia Skalgar. So the second series is Sisters of Battle, which is fantastic because the Adeptus does. For us, the store is like super popular, and I would assume for the vast majority of stores as well. And so they had their big coming out party in 2019, beginning in 2020. And so everyone has been very excited. And honestly, this particular series, not having to do with Primaris, not the big guys of the 40K universe, but still dealing with the human aspect and probably female characters to begin with, seem more interesting all together. So, Sisters of Battle from Marvel coming out in August. And then next we have a trio of King books. The first one is King Spawn from Image Comics. This is McFarlane's new ongoing series for Spawn. And that also, again, begins in August. So he will have both Spawn and King Spawn and other series coming as well. So this one is particular to Spawn and not other characters of the Spawn multiverse. Well, Spawn universe, anyways. That spins out of Spawn's universe. Number 1, which comes out in July, I believe, or August, or June. I forget. Anyways, so both of these titles, this particular series is a big deal because there hasn't been an ongoing. They're saying is sorry because it's the first one, but there have been other ongoing series in the Spawn universe, but not particular to Spawn, if my understanding is correct. And so we have many Spawn subscribers for the store as a top selling book. And so honestly, getting to this point as a jumping on point is not a bad idea. If you did not subscribe to Spawn's Universe number 1, I will have spare copies for when that comes out. I order a lot of them. So definitely worthwhile to look into this new ongoing series from Spawn. It's true. There is some pages that we can see from the previous catalog. I forgot about that. So they're showing a couple of pages here, straight from this number 1 issue, and that's pretty gore. But you should expect that. Spawn is a mature book. So yeah, King Spawn, August. Next King book is King Grimlock. So Transformers is having a very interesting month for books this for August. One of them is Transformers King Grimlock, where you take Grimlock the character, but you don't put him in the current continuity that you're doing in the Transformers universe. It's actually really good. I've been reading it in their library form. Fantastic. I'm surprised at how well IDW is doing with that book. but you just take the character and then you put him in on. It looks to be Earth, but it's not modern Earth. It seems to be like a fantasy created Earth. And he certainly seems to be finding like monsters on Earth. It's a 5-part miniseries, which is par for a norm for AEW in all honesty. So Kim Gridlock, if you like that character and you're not looking to just jump into the whole Transformers mythos right now, but you're like most people, you just like Gridlock because he's pretty cool. Look into this series. It honestly looks very interesting. And on our third King book is Black Panther, the King of Wakanda. We're starting up a brand new series. So usually what they do is whenever they change a writer on the series, now it's John Ridley, 12 Years a Slave, John Ridley, who is now going to be helming Black Panther, who is now working on, had the successful, at the beginning of the year, Future State Next Batman, and now he's doing Batman Second Son, which is finishing up. They're soliciting I Am Batman. So it is Jace Fox, who is now the next Batman. So him doing Black Panther actually makes a lot of sense. And so honestly, to me, just saying John Ridley is running Black Panther, surefire bet, you should look into it. Now we're changing gears completely. With the Me You Love in the Dark. This is a Scotty Young written book, not drawn book. So he's honestly, he's a fantastic writer. He's very different. If he's super successful at Strange Academy, and he's done. I had really enjoyed him with Deadpool at the time. So the Me You Love in the Dark is this artist who is having a hard time just finding, putting pen to canvas, and so she goes into the suburbs, I believe, or maybe it's some kind of she goes to this house. And this house to decompress and to get her juices going, and so in this house things don't seem to be what they don't look what they seem, and it's possibly haunted, but she doesn't mind. It's actually re-energizing her. So again, it's a small mini series of book. I believe it's 5 or 6 issues. But the image gave us a couple of pages to look at. Let's see if we can increase this. Oh, I see. So we've got a couple of pages from the characters. So there are odd things happening in the house, and she's okay. So, oh yeah, 1 of 5. Honestly, it seems really good. If it is more of a horror book, but there shouldn't be any gore in it. But it will be suspenseful. So that was probably the best way to subscribe this book, as a suspense thriller. Our next book, it's another Transformers book. It's Transformers Shattered Glass. Again, I was talking about the idea was doing great job with Transformers. So this Shattered Glass is a very interesting concept where you reverse the roles. In this universe, the Autobots are the evil autocratic empire, and the Decepticons are the freedom fighters. And so we live in this universe already, and the Cybertronian wars have already ended. And the Autobots are in control, and they've ravaged Earth. And so now the Decepticons are trying to get some information through, and if that information comes to light, the new war can ignite. So I'm excited for this because I just as a concept, I mean, it's so obvious just to flip the roles around and see what we get out of this. But who's on the up and who's on the down? So again, I'm just to see this role reverse, very interesting. So Shattered Glass from Transformers. Next up, we've got Darkhawk. So Darkhawk has celebrated its 35th anniversary. In that one shot, my understanding is the old Darkhawk is no more, and we have a new Darkhawk. So Connor Young is a new Darkhawk, and he's a young teenager. He's 17 years old, and he's found the Raptor amulet. And so the character is switching. and it's a new beginning for the character, and we're basically the same evolution we saw back in the 90s. We'll hopefully see in this new character. And Connor Young has, my understanding, he's got some issues, maybe multiple sclerosis. So they're giving him something to work off of, and why he'll need the amulet, Raptor amulet. So it seems interesting. The MCU, Disney Plus should have a something for Doc Ock. So this is the reason why they're promoting a new character in a new universe, so people can jump in to Darkhawk without needing to hold the entire baggage. It seems interesting. I would recommend it to look it up. Next up is We Promise Utopia. This is from Liberati Press, and Liberati has been doing some like super oversized books whenever they come out. The books themselves are non-standard. If you've seen the last Ronin books, they're actually larger than that. So this is a future, well, not a futuristic, well, yes, there is a futuristic version of this book. Basically, let's read it. What if humanity saved the world today, only to destroy it tomorrow? So they're looking at what if they had an equivalent carbon credit, a method of controlling carbon to the global economy, and so we're going to see how it went into effect, how it changed into the future, and then how it crumbled, all in the same story. This is a miniseries. It does say issue 1 here. It should be 5 or 6 issues, but it just the concept of like we tried to fix the world and it still crumbled at the end seems very interesting to me. And then a lot of books from Liberati Press, their number ones have spiked because just no one buys them. But this as a concept seemed pretty interesting, so I recommend this one. And then the 10th book to subscribe to. Honestly, it's my number 1 pick, and if there's something you guys should 100% subscribe to, it is Lucky Devil. This is a Dark Horse book written by Cullen Bunn. So Cullen Bunn, we've just had Basilisk, who's been a massive success. I've got next month, we've got the last book you'll ever read, which was on top 10 books to subscribe to last month. So this is actually Shattered Glass was a reverse of roles. Think the Preacher, Garfinus Preacher, but reverse. Instead of with power of God, you have power of a demon. So this name of the character is I don't believe it's written here, but the character is actually infected with a demonic possession, and instead of being expulsed, the demon's stuck in him, and so now the human is actually using the powers of the demon, and he's causing all these problems. It's a 5-part miniseries. Just the fact that it's a human who has the control over demonic powers and just can do what he wants with them, and then not suffer the consequences, seems really outrageous. Again, Cullen Bunn seems fantastic. Honestly, when I read the synopsis, if you're a fan of Lock and Key, Six Gun, Harrow County is obviously Cullen Bunn, but Lock and Key is very popular as well. But to me, this is Preacher reversed, and Preacher's fantastic series has been selling nonstop for the last 2 decades now, closer to 3 decades actually. So my number 1 pick to this month to subscribe to is Lucky Devil. For graphic novels to look into, it's one specific graphic novel, but there's like 2 different editions to it. They're printing Something's Killing Children deluxe edition, a hardcover. It's $49.99 for a USD for the book. It's $62.99 Canadian, it seems. So it's got all 15 first issues of the first arc from James Tynion, the 4th. So in a very nice hardcover edition. They also have a slipcase edition, which is a limited print run, so it's a one and done. So if you prefer a slipcase, it is more expensive. It's closer to $90 itself. So it's a slipcase, you insert it. And so these will be one and done. So these will have, usually limited edition items will have more resellability over time. I personally prefer the look of the regular hardcover edition, and because these seem very similar to the library editions that Boom does for both TMNT ongoing and Transformers ongoing. There's also the Saga hardcover editions from Image also looks very similar to this in particular. So I love this cover versus just the Gator here. But both of them, if you're looking to, if you prefer slipcase edition, definitely subscribe to this one because again, it's a one and done. Whereas this one, they will probably continuously reprint them until the end of the series, whichever, who knows when that'll be. But this looks fantastic. I was very excited to see a hardcover edition that would have all 3 trade paperbacks, so all 15 first issues. To me, it's a better compendium of a book to be able to read through. 15 issues, 1 hardcover, looks fantastic. You guys should definitely look into it. I've got a couple of honorable mentions. We're not going to look into it. I'll just name them out loud. You guys can look into it. We've got Not All Robots from AWA. It looks super fantastic as a science fiction series. Look into it. We very rarely ever promote Star Trek, but Star Trek Mirror War, just the concept itself, it looks really awesome. I've already had people subscribe to it just because it's the mirror universe going to war. And we've got another Star Wars High Republic adventure beginning. This is a mini series, I believe. It's called The Monster in Temple Peak. I believe it's actually a physical novel has been transformed into a into comic series to comic books. And that's our back end. So these are a couple of books to subscribe to. Honestly, Lucky Devil and Something Skill and Drillern, definitely subscribe to them. I honestly recommend them. The Miyu Sisters of Battle, the Transformers, the Grimlock looks great. The Miyu Love in the Dark, honestly, Scotty Young does really well. It looks, the art inside is also, George Corona is very good. So, couple of books for you this month. Honestly, I was kind of down when I initially went through previews catalog and the Lunar, the DC Connect for this month. But then when I reviewed it, it's like, oh, there's a couple of series. And surprisingly, IDW had a lot of them. This happens rarely. So if I could promote, like, specifically 2 different Transformers series, absolutely. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope there are a couple of books that seem interesting. You want to subscribe to it. Please add them in your Managed Comics account. Send us a message or an email over at BD Cosmos so we can add them to your account. The initial orders are due for this month for June 20th. Thank you so much, and have yourself all a wonderful day.